What is going on, the people of YouTube? Welcome back. Oh, my name is Majestic. Today, bringing you guys an amazing video. Mortal Kombat 11's official gameplay got announced, and I couldn't be more happy. Now, I'm going to talk about some of the things that the community is saying already, some things that I want to talk about. Basically, today we're going to be talking about the combat system, the characters, a little bit about the story, and what kind of direction that it's going to take, and just getting into full detail. So without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into the video. Alright, so yeah, there is a shit ton to talk about today, guys, and I'm super excited to talk about it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the new combat system. As you guys can see, I have some footage of Raiden, the Thunder God, versus Baraka, which is also a fan favorite who's coming back. There's also a lot of returning characters, as well as some new characters, which we'll get into later. One in particular named Garrus, who looks fucking amazing. He's like Tremor on crack, and I think a lot of Tremor mains out there really like this character. So anyway, with that being said, the first thing I'll talk about is the way that the game looks. I think visually it looks amazing. A lot of people are saying that it looks like Injustice, and a lot of people are not liking that. Just looking at the community forums and Reddit, a lot of you guys don't like this Injustice look. I personally don't mind it. I think Injustice 2 is a fucking gorgeous fucking game. I think it looks fantastic. Now, if you're talking about before they did the patch and made the faces and shit better, I remember Evo. I remember how ugly Supergirl was. And if we're talking about that patch, I completely understand. But then again, Injustice 2 after the patch and after they fixed the faces looked fantastic on that engine. So I don't really get that whole, like, it looks like Injustice, I'm not feeling it. I personally don't mind it. I think it looks fantastic. I think the characters look great. But then again, that's just my personal opinion. So anyway, I want to talk about the new gameplay mechanics that we've got to see so far, and just kind of break it down a little bit for you guys and give you guys a better understanding of what they are. So first thing I want to talk about is interactables are back. And they actually do different stuff. It looks like you can do different things with them. They do different combos and different damage and stuff like that. So I think it's cool. Again, they're back. It's not really weapons. I know you guys are like super based on weapons, but so far they haven't shown off any weapons at all besides the interactables. Their weapons have not been confirmed. I know that was like a big thing. People were like, weapons are going to be in the game. Weapons are a huge thing. I honestly don't see them. Like, they haven't said anything about weapons yet. So I don't know what that is. I don't know like how that's going to be. I don't know if maybe they're waiting until January 30th with the combat cast to show weapons, but so far it looks like the weapons are just with variations. So that's like I said, so far it's a rumor. I don't see any weapons. I see like the weapons that you get doing your combos, but I don't see like actual weapons that you pick up on the map and body people with, like, besides the interactables. So I don't know. Like I said, we haven't seen anything about it, but so far, to confirm that rumor that you're going to get weapons and weapons are going to be a huge thing, I didn't notice it within this breakdown. The big things or the new changes I want to talk about is, if you look at the bottom left here, you have a defense, a shield, and a sword. This is your defensive meter and your offensive meter, and I think this is really cool. But I want to see more of this implemented, and I want to see how critical it is in sticky situations. So basically, the defensive meter are defensive moves to get you out of sticky situations, like if you're backed in the corner, if you're getting vortex, like 50-50'd, or whatever the case might be. Basically what will happen is you have a defensive meter to get yourself out of those sticky situations, which is really cool. But then again, you have an offensive meter, which is basically like combo extenders. So like if you played MKX, basically, you know how like if you did like Scorpion Spear, you can meter burn it for more damage. Or if you did like Goro, if you did Arm Punch and you pressed RT, it would do a launcher and launch him into the air. I think the offensive meter is going to be your combo extenders. That's where you're going to get your damage from. That's where you're going to get your big combo damage, your big combo potential from that. But like I said, it does refill over time. I think that's really cool. But then again, like I said, I want to see more of it implemented. Yeah, we get to see some of it here. Like Scorpion gets himself out of the corner and teleports and stuff like that. But I kind of want to see how that plays an effect and how critical it is. You know, how quick is it to regain that meter, you know, and stuff like that. So, like I said, I think it's cool. I think the idea of it's cool, especially since this game is going to be balanced for esports. And I was going to make a video about that, talking about how, since the game is esports heavy, how balanced it's going to be for casuals and stuff like that, as well as competitive play. But then again, like I said, MKX had a balance patch, and I think it ruined the game. So this whole defense offensive meter, I think, is a really good start, keeping the game fresh. So I'm cool with that. I don't mind it at all. I think it looks fantastic. And I want to see more of it. I want to see more of it, hopefully on January 30th, on how that's going to play effect and how we can use that, because it looks like you only get 4 bars total, so it's definitely strange. But anyway, that's one of the new mechanics that I wanted to talk about today. Like I said, there's not much to go over. You just got defense and offensive. Probably one to get you out of sticky situations, and one to extend your combos, like Baraka just did right there when he threw his flashes. I mean, I don't know. Either way, the second thing I want to talk about here is that if you see when their health gets low, there's this thing that's called Fatal Blow. The Fatal Blow is technically your X-ray now, and I actually like this a lot. So basically, when the character's health falls below 30%, you have the ability to do a Fatal Blow, which is an X-ray move, which technically kills them, but it's only when their health falls below 30%. So you can't just throw out X-rays whenever the hell you want, like you could in MKX. And I love that. I think that's cool. So you basically, instead of spending your whole meter to do this X-ray move, you only can do it within 30% of health. So basically, if you get your opponent within 30% of health, you can basically do one combo and kill them instantly. So basically, I love that. It's basically giving but the thing is, I think you only get one per round. But when you do unlock it, when you unlock your Fatal Blow, you can use it for the next round, apparently. I don't know if that's true or not. I see Scorpion do it eventually in the video, and we actually see another Sonya do it eventually as well, and Scarlet, but I don't know if it carries over to next round or not. I'm not quite sure. I think it does, but either way, you have to be in 30% of health to actually get the Fatal Blow, which is really cool. And if I'm wrong, you guys can correct me on that. Like I said, this is just from what I've saw so far, but again, I know that 30% health, Fatal Blow bodies people. It's basically an X-ray. And another thing I want to talk about with the X-ray is the new mechanics of it. And what I mean by that is, with the X-ray now, you know how I used to go in and it shows like the bones cracking and stuff like that. Now in this new system, it still shows it, but it zooms in. So like it shows like gore coming out. Like if you watch the cinematic trailer with Scorpion and Raiden, and you saw Raiden like where Scorpion like threw the spears through his eyes and pulled him back and kicked him in the face, and you saw the blood come out of his face. It's like more in graphic in your face. It's basically just showing how brutal the game is. It doesn't go into X-rays. It doesn't show bones being broken, which I think would be cool again if they did it in a more graphic way. But I actually like this. It shows like, you know, it doesn't leave the screen. It doesn't go into this X-ray autopsy screen. It just shows like I'm beating this guy's ass, blood's coming out of his fucking face, and that's how I want to show it. I want to show how much damage I'm doing to this guy in real life, and I love that. I think that new system is insane looking. So this is probably the bloodiest and goriest Mortal Kombat that we got. So those are the two biggest things about the new combat system: the defense and offense meters, as well as the Final Blow or X-ray at 30% health. And those are the two biggest changes that I've seen so far that they talked about. Again, they didn't go into much detail. Like I said, this is just a community reveal, just showing the gameplay, kind of what we're going to expect. But it looks great. I think both those changes are really cool. I have no problem with them. And I want to see more of it. Hopefully on January 30th when they have the Combat Cast, which is January 30th. You guys should definitely check that out. If you have not, subscribe to NetherRealm Studios to get updates on that and see more of the game. And hopefully more stuff like that. So another thing I want to talk about that's actually new, not gameplay wise, but what's going to happen with characters and stuff like that. So we have variation systems. Variations are back. I know a lot of you guys hated that. You diehard MK9 players fucking hate that. I know you guys want dash cancels back, and I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. And I'm sorry to the MK9 community. I love you guys. You guys are fantastic. I miss MK9 too. I do. I enjoyed it, and I love MKX. I spent a lot of time on it, but I'm glad variations are back. But variations actually come a little differently. So not only do you get variations that are custom set and custom built, but you also have the ability to customize and create your own variation, and that is amazing. So you can take things from certain variations that you like and combine them into one crazy variation. That's great, and I love that. That was my biggest gripe about MKX, and I fucking absolutely hated that, because like certain variations had certain moves that I really wanted that I wish were on this variation. A prime example of that, like the biggest example of that for me, was Cassie Cage. Like Cassie Cage's Hollywood variation had some of the biggest corner setups ever and 50-50 mix-ups that I loved. But Brawler had more mid-screen potential because it had that command grab that you can throw out whenever. And when you throw it out mid-screen, you can do it for like 30% mid-screen without going to the corner. So it gave you more damage opportunities mid-screen instead of carrying in people to the corner and trying to get your damage that way. That was my biggest gripe about MK. I was like, damn, why can't I just use this variation and use things from this variation and take things from this variation? Now you can actually do that, which is fucking awesome. So I'm super, super happy about that. I think that is sick. And that's cool. Another thing they're talking about is customization, which is coming back. If you guys are not familiar with customization, it is like Injustice customization, which is sick. You can customize Scorpion. As you can see here, there's so many variations of Scorpions, so many variations of Baraka, and that's amazing. I think it looks really cool. I want to see. I hope this is my biggest gripe about it. It doesn't look like this so far. It looks like it's just visual details. But I hope it's not like Injustice where like certain moves are attached to certain gear. That was my big gripe about Injustice 2. I fucking hated that. I think the gear was cool, and it was like, and another thing I don't want it to be, or something, and I'm getting off topic here, but another thing that really bothers me about the gear system with Injustice 2 is how hard it was to get gear for your character. And how much random ass gear you got for shit that you just don't need, like good gear or low level gear, and how much of it you got, and how you have to completely, empty your gear. And like, I hope they just improve on the equipment management and how you can manage your equipment, how moves are not locked to certain equipment items or customization items, and hopefully it's easy to get certain items. So that's the three biggest things with customization for me. Injustice had a good start. Like they were on the right track, and eventually after updates and stuff they kind of fixed a lot of that, but Injustice was on a really good track with the customization. They had a good plan, but it wasn't, I guess you can say in my eyes, it wasn't foolproof. It wasn't mastered, and I hope MK11 does that justice, and I hope it's not like extremely hard to get gear. I hope there's no cool ass items or cool ass moves and super moves that are linked to items like Scorpion Spear, for instance. Like, you can see there's different spears and stuff. So I hope that it's not, like I said, linked to gear. I don't think they're going to do that. A lot of people griped about that, me and other people included. So I don't think they're going to do that. But then again, I could be wrong. But customization's back. It looks fantastic. There's so many different Scorpions, so many different Barakas, and I can't wait to see what other characters get customization. So cool with that. Customization system was cool. I just want to see more of it and how it's going to be implemented into MK11. So that's just my gripe. The next thing that I want to talk about is Fatalities. The new Fatalities are insane, as you guys can see. They're really graphic. What I mean is, like, every time you kill somebody and do a fatality, it kind of zooms in and blood goes everywhere, and I love that. I love that new zoom in feature that they got, just show how brutal the game is. They look sick. So far, the fatalities are fucking graphic as shit. The x-rays are graphic. This game is just graphic, and this is what Mortal Kombat needs. It needs to be more graphic. So I'm cool with that. I think the game so far looks fantastic. But that's just basically some of the big things that we learned. The customization system, the new combat system, how it's going to work. And some of the characters that are returning. Baraka's back, Scorpion's back, Sub-Zero's back, Scarlet from MK9, a fan favorite, you MK9 mains out there. I know one is Scarlet. She's back. She kind of looks sick. I kind of want to see more of her customization, because the ones they have her right now, she doesn't look really cool. But there's a lot of characters coming back because we're playing with time. So that's cool. Again, there's only like 9 characters that they showed so far. We only got to see 2 or 4 of them play: Baraka, Scorpion, Sonya Blade, and Scarlet. And then we also saw Garrus, which was a new character that was announced as well, who looks really cool. Now, as far as the story goes, we did get to see a little bit of the prologue, as you guys are seeing here. And basically just a quick tip, or basically kind of what's going on. This takes place literally right after MKX. Actually, it's right before MKX's ending. As you guys know, in MKX, Raiden basically took Shinnok's head, placed it down in front of Liu Kang, and was like, there are fates worse than death. And basically we show Shinnok getting his head cut off. And then basically, while this is going on, this new character, and I think Ed Boon said her name was Chronica, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what he said. I'm not sure. Apparently this character has been around since MK1. And basically she's like, oh, Shinnok, talking to him and basically giving him her thoughts about like what's going to happen. So basically there's going to be a lot of time play here. That's probably why Baraka's back. We know he died in MKX. Devore ripped his fucking face off. So, or took his heart out and his brain out and smashed it. So, like I said, basically, since we're playing with time, nobody's technically dead, which is crazy. So I don't know. There's going to be a lot in Mortal Kombat, and I'm pretty excited for it. So anyway, I know it's a lot to cover, but what are your guys' thoughts about MK11? You guys like it? You know, what are some things that you guys want to see? Is there anything in this video that I missed or that I could touch up on a little better? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Once again, are you guys excited, man? That's the big thing. Are you guys fucking excited to play this game? Like, I'm super excited for it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for the love and support the last couple days. We'll be streaming Mortal Kombat X very, very soon, so stay tuned to that. We played it the other day. We'll probably play it again and talk some more about Mortal Kombat 11. Anyway, thank you guys so much for the love and support. Have a fantastic day. My name is Majestic. I'm out. Peace.